Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. If you haven't already, make sure to watch the last videos on my channel because this is part 4 of covering the IGCSE Enterprise Syllabus. And today we are going to go over Unit 4, Enterprise Opportunities, Risk, Legal Obligations, and Ethical Considerations. This is a relatively long chapter, so let's get right into it. So what are opportunities? Opportunities are situations or events that make it possible to do something. In business, an opportunity is a set of circumstances that allows for achieving a goal, creating value, or making progress. So, how do opportunities emerge? First, through changing needs and wants. As people's lifestyles, preferences, and incomes change, new demands appear. For example, changes in fashion have increased demand for sustainable clothing. An aging population creates more demand for healthcare products and services, and higher incomes often lead to greater demand for luxury goods. Second, the change in the ability to meet needs or wants. When factors like resources, skills, or technology change, it becomes easier to meet previously unmet needs. Third, through advances in technology. Technology often creates brand new opportunities. The internet has led to the growth of e-commerce. Improvements in battery technology made electrical vehicles possible. And artificial intelligence is driving innovation across many industries. Fourth, through changes in government policy. When governments change laws or introduce new policies, new markets can open. For instance, grants and subsidies encourage renewable energy businesses. Tax breaks support the growth of tech startups, and stricter environmental laws create opportunities for eco-friendly products and services. In summary, opportunities emerge from changes in society, technology, and government. Now, let's talk about risk. Risk is the chance of gaining or losing something because of an action taken. In enterprise, risk is unavoidable. Now, let's discuss the types of risks. There are 5 types of risks that are listed in the syllabus. Of course, there are more types of risks, but you don't have to know them. Number 1 is financial risks. Financial risks arise from insufficient financial resources. For example, not having enough finance can limit growth and affect day-to-day operations. Number 2 is economic risks. Economic risks come from changes in the economy, such as income levels, taxes, or inflation. For instance, changes in taxation may force businesses to adjust pricing or costs. Number 3, health, safety, and environmental risk. Health, safety, and environmental risks involve accidents, health hazards, or damage to the environment. For example, stricter workplace safety laws or environmental regulations can directly impact operations. Number 4 are production risks. Production risks relate to the resources and equipment needed for production. A shortage of materials or malfunctioning machinery can disrupt business activities. Number 5 is human resource risks. Human resource risks concern managing people, recruitment, and legal compliance. For example, high staff turnover or disputes over labor laws can reduce productivity. Going more in depth, these are the stages to risk management. Number 1 is identifying the risk, then analyzing its implications, and then deciding if the risk is worth taking. If the risk is not worth taking, then you don't take the risk. But if the risk is worth taking, then you plan how you're going to manage that risk. Let's look at each step in more depth. Step 1 is identifying the risks. This is done using tools like a SWOT analysis or a pest analysis. It is important for you to know what a SWOT analysis is more than a pest analysis because you are going to be conducting a SWOT analysis for your enterprise project. A SWOT analysis is more of an internal analysis and is more related to the activities of the enterprise. A pest analysis is an external analysis, which is related to the environment that the enterprise is in. So a SWOT analysis stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So a SWOT analysis is basically going to make you write down what are the strengths of your enterprise, what are the weaknesses of your enterprise, what opportunities emerge from your specific enterprise, and what are the threats that your enterprise has to face. By highlighting weaknesses and threats, SWOT helps businesses spot risks inside and outside of the organization. For example, outdated technology is a risk. A pest analysis, like I said before, examines external influences. So PEST stands for political, economical, social, and technological. Pest analysis is going to examine the political factors that affect your enterprise, the economic factors that affect your enterprise, the social factors that affect your enterprise, and the technological factors that affect your enterprise. Pest analysis helps identify risks that come from the wider environment. For instance, inflation may increase costs, or new regulations may require expensive changes in production. Together, SWOT and PEST provide a complete picture of where risks may come from, making it easier to prepare for and manage them. Step 2 is analyze the implications. This is where you weigh the potential negative outcomes against the potential rewards. Step 3 is deciding if the risk is worth taking or not. Consider whether the potential benefits outweigh the possible losses. Then, once you decide that the risk is worth taking, you move on to step 4. Planning on how to manage the risk. There are 4 main ways on how you can manage the risk. Number 1 is mitigating the risk through research, advice, and planning. Number 2 is accepting the risk when it cannot be reduced further. Number 3 is transferring the risk to another party, such as through insurance. For example, a business can buy insurance so that if something goes wrong, the insurance company covers the losses instead of the business. And number 4 is eliminating the risk by not taking it at all. Now let's discuss the 3 attitudes that entrepreneurs have towards risk. Number 1 is risk averse. These are individuals who avoid risks whenever possible. Number 2 is risk reducers. These are the type of people that try to minimize the risks as much as possible so that the likelihood of success is higher. Number 3 is risk keen. These are individuals who are willing to take on all risks. These attitudes shape entrepreneurial decision-making. Risk-averse entrepreneurs often prefer stability, while risk-keen ones pursue rapid growth. Risk reducers aim for balance, minimizing losses while still seeking opportunities. Now let's discuss legal obligations. When you see the word laws, don't worry. You will not be questioned on specific laws in your exam. Every enterprise must operate within the framework of the law. Legal obligations provide the rules and the standards that business must follow to ensure fairness, safety, and accountability. These laws protect not only the business itself, but also employees, customers, and the wider economy. Number 1 are employment laws. Employment laws exist to protect employees. They ensure fair wages, safe working conditions, and equal opportunities without discrimination. They also provide entitlements such as maternity and paternity leave, as well as paid holidays. Number 2 are production laws. Production laws regulate safety, quality standards, and environmental protection. Businesses must ensure that their products are safe to use and that their operations do not harm the environment. Number 3, marketing and selling laws. These laws prevent false advertising, misleading claims, and unfair competition. Businesses must be transparent and truthful in how they market products or services. This allows consumers to receive accurate information and to make informed decisions, while fair competition supports innovation and market growth. Number 4 are finance laws. Finance laws require businesses to operate with transparency and accountability. They also prevent financial fraud and unethical accounting practices. This means that investors, creditors, and consumers benefit from the market stability and increased confidence in the enterprise. Take a moment to pause and read all of these yourself so that you get a clear idea of what legal obligations are, and so you understand the general knowledge behind the 4 laws that are included in your syllabus. Next, let's talk about ethical considerations. Beyond the law, businesses must also act ethically to create a positive impact on society and the environment. Now, ethical considerations cannot be enforced, but are good practices that are a projection of the entrepreneur's morals. The table on the left shows how the consideration of enterprises can negatively and positively impact societies. Now, ethical practices within the enterprise itself means acting with integrity and embedding values into business operations. Fair trade ensures that producers, especially in developing countries, receive fair pay and work under ethical conditions. Organic farming promotes environmentally sustainable farming methods free from harmful chemicals. Another example of ethical practices is charitable contributions, where enterprises can donate a portion of their profits to an important cause. In summary, ethical considerations go further, guiding enterprises to act responsibly, support their communities, and protect the environment. That is the end of Unit 4. I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, don't forget to drop a like. Moreover, I have a printable PDF that includes all the information that is shown on the slides. If you want access to it, just subscribe and comment down below. Done. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching.